I wanted to show you some signs of wear and tear here. If you look, looks like something was stuck here and then got peeled off, or maybe the paint is just peeling off, but I don't know, something's weird there. Today we are going to take a look around this standard balcony cabin on the Celebrity Equinox. I'm going to show you what I like about this cabin, some things I don't really like about it, and I also have kind of a public service announcement about cruise ship cabin tours in general. Hello everybody, I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I've been making travel videos for over 15 years of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it's like to be there. We are currently bobbing and bouncing up the coast of Mexico towards Bimini. In just like 30 seconds, I'm going to start showing you more of this cabin, but we just cruised with the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise before boarding this ship, and the Margaritaville at Sea ship is probably the most legendary ships on the YouTubes at the moment because everybody seems to want to go on that ship and then rip it apart. Yes, it's not perfect, but I feel like some of the reviews I've seen of that ship and the cabins on that ship have been purposefully extra dramatic. And one thing I've noticed after reviewing also how many cruise ships have I reviewed now, how many hotel rooms have I reviewed now. First of all, expectations are always really important. I would think that for like $180 a night, you could and should expect more than for $50 a night. But what I'm learning more and more is that's not always the case. It has a lot to do with your expectations, like I said, and it also has a lot to do with just kind of what you decide to focus on and what you decide to ignore. So that being said, I'm going to now show you around this cabin on the Equinox, which I think Celebrity markets itself as sort of an upscale cruise line. It presents itself as a little bit fancier, and the price range is a little bit higher than a normal cruise on Royal Caribbean or NCL. And so as I go through this cabin, I'm going to purposefully be a little more picky about the state of this room, because I just want to show you that depending on how you look at it, you can kind of make everything look bad. Margaritaville or Celebrity. And so after how many minutes of talking about it, let's get into it, shall we? This is cabin 7293, and these are the first impressions. This is the curb appeal of this cabin, and I have turned on the wide angle feature on my telephone, so this is what it looks like without wide angle. And I have to say, from my first impression, it seemed, and now that I've lived in here for a couple days, it is kind of cramped. I know from experience that the actual square footage doesn't necessarily mean that the cabin is going to feel bigger or smaller than other cabins or other hotel rooms. It has a lot to do with how it is set up and the furnishings that are included. And I'm just going to say it again, this cabin feels kind of tight. We are two adults in this cabin, and you know, you can cruise in here with a family. I think you can have 4 people in one of these cabins, and that is going to be a pretty tight squeeze. You're going to have to be really organized with where you put your stuff and where everybody hangs out. And I definitely could not imagine cruising in here with 4 adults. Yeah, I don't think that would be fun at all. By the way, these things here in the minibar are not included in the price of the cruise, even if you have the drink package. I wanted to show you some signs of wear and tear here. If you look, looks like something was stuck here and then got peeled off, or maybe the paint is just peeling off, but I don't know, something's weird there. Also, this door altogether is kind of shoddy, kind of falling off. There is a hair stuck on here, and we've been finding a lot of hair in this cabin, actually. A lot of long black hairs, and these are not my hairs or Marcus's hairs. And I also found toenails on the carpet.
And we ain't been clipping our nails.
Is that what you would expect from Celebrity Cruises? There's really not a lot of counter space here, or space to sort of sit down and organize things. You can see these are the bottles of wine we brought with, and the chips and water bottles there belong to the minibar. But check out the signs of wear and tear on this chair. that's, you know, kind of looking old. And look at all this here on the actual seat. I mean, I'm just showing this to you as a comparison and to talk about how people seem to look for every dirty detail of the Margaritaville ship. But if you look at this, I mean, this is a Celebrity ship. That's what it looks like, you know? Also, in the drawer here, can you see how nasty this drawer is? Let me know, is that what you would expect from Celebrity, or is that what you would expect from Margaritaville? This piece of plastic underneath these beverages and snacks is also, that looks like a cigarette was put here and melted it. It's all scratched up over here. I ask again, is that what you would expect from a brand that markets itself like Celebrity does, or would you expect that more from Margaritaville? Here's our big, very comfy bed with the Celebrity X logo on the center pillow. And one thing that I don't like about this cabin, and this is because it's probably somewhat of an older ship, although the newer ships don't all have this either, is there is no power supply on either side of the bed. There's not a USB plug-in in the phone like there are on some ships. It's not underneath here or on the side of there. There are little cubbies on the side of the bed, but no place to plug in a fan, a CPAP machine, or charge your phone or device while you are sleeping. Right here next to this little desk area with the dirty drawer is the only place where you can plug something in the cabin. And there is a European style plug and then two American style plugs here. I've been using this little table as my workstation when I'm editing here on board or trying to answer comments and things like that. I mean, technically there is a chair here, but if I was going to set up anything there, then I'm gonna have to find a new home for all of this stuff. This is in the cabin when you get there. This is all stuff that we brought with, so I can't take that into account. But what are you gonna do with that if you wanna use this as a workspace? On many other ships, in many other cruise cabins I have been in, there's been more space between the bed and the wall there and more countertop. And then over here, there's been some kind of like dedicated desk situation, but not in this cabin. Oh, and one thing I wanted to show you is, look just under here, there is the subscribe button. Please be sure to subscribe and press that notification bell to get the updates of when new videos like this cabin tour go online. The bathroom door is Morgan approved. It is a complete door, it is not see-through, and it closes all the way. And this bathroom design is pretty average. I wouldn't say it feels bigger or necessarily much smaller than just your typical cruise ship design. And there's a solid glass cabin around the shower, not a curtain. These cubbies here along the side with a door that closes, which is kind of nice. I haven't seen that, I don't think, on many other or any other ships. Usually that's just kind of open if there are cubbies there. More space down here too. There are then the Celebrity branded lotions and soaps. This is called Replenish. And we also have Wash, Smooth, and Shine. One little incidental thing I wanted to show you is I like how this sign is basically do not disturb on both sides so that there's no confusion. If it does somehow get flipped around or fall down or whatever, it's obvious what the message is supposed to be. And when you have do not disturb on one side and please make up the room on the other side, then somebody can twist it around on the door, or mistakes can happen. And with this, you're pretty fail-safe. The balcony space and the balcony furniture is pretty standard. The chairs have that sort of rubbery mesh fabric to sit on, and on the back, the backs are adjustable so you can sort of lean back a little bit or put it upright. There's a small table, and that's that. Some cruise ship balcony cabins have solid chairs. Some will give you full-on loungers. This is what's provided on Celebrity, and they're fine. You can see the bottom of this door could use a nice cleaning. It is very scuffed up. Is that what you would expect from Celebrity, or was that more like you would expect from Carnival or Margaritaville? Also, the area around the peephole here has seen better days. That could definitely use a good wiping down. I'm not gonna put my face close to that, that's for sure. I'm not sure what's going on here with the door frame, if this is like fresh goo or if this is left over from cleaning or something, but looks weird to me. And in fact, inside several of the drawers, it's just kind of fallen apart. One thing this cabin is not lacking is storage space. The closet is a pretty average, large size closet. Inside this area, there's just hanging space, but there's cubbies next to the bed, and these things up here also flip open to provide more storage space, as well as the little cubbies there and the dresser drawers there. If we take a short look here out on the balcony, I wanted to show you. This wall here has also seen better days. That could definitely use a good peeling and refinishing. That just does not look very nice. And if you were cruising with small kids and they were putting their fingers in here, they're definitely gonna hurt themselves. I re-recorded the audio for this part because it was just too windy on that day and you couldn't really hear what I was saying. But what I said was, check out the view from the balcony here and then check out all the dirt down here on the edge. I don't know if this is fresh dirt that was there from us or how long this had been there. But like I said, I'm being extra picky and I just thought for a sort of luxury brand ship, this looked really dirty. Also, the railing up here needs to be refinished. This does not look new. It doesn't even look like slightly used. This looks pretty old. So what do you think? Is this the kind of cabin that you would expect from a cruise line that markets and presents itself like Celebrity does, from a cruise line that charges this much money for a cruise? Or is this less than what you would expect from this brand? Just want to remind you again, I was purposefully extra picky in this review, and I don't think that this place is horrible, and I would definitely cruise with this cruise line and in a cabin like this again. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. Thanks for spending this part of your day with me, and I hope to see you back here soon. Bye-bye.